You know, when I think about the business principles and things that I apply today that truly allowed me to come home from jail with $20 in a dream, I gotta give thanks back to two powerful men in my life that were great mentors. And anybody come from the streets of Bmore, East Baltimore, Lafayette Projects, not glorifying the community, but really appreciating my experience in that community because it wasn't all bad. You know, before the crack era, it was a wonderful place to live. Frozen cups, you know, skates, 5-speed, 10-speed bikes, G.I. Joes, Big Jims, Big Jack, Paolo Theater, Little Italy. The list goes on and on. But one guy that truly made an impact in my life as a mentor in business, and even though it was illegal business, his name was Rodney K. And anybody that come from the streets know who that person is. A young 16-year-old kid, man, given an opportunity to run an operation. And he took everything around him and made the best of running a truly successful business. Never in my life would I have ever thought I would be a part of something like that. Reporting to work on time. If not, you get docked. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you keep the haters, perpetrators, instigators, and fakes away from you. And knowing that if anybody crossed that line, we would all unite and do what was necessary to make sure. And I'm not talking about murdering anybody because, you know, thank God I ain't never go to that level. Thank God that for whatever reason, the martial arts and God truly blessed me to not cross that line. But there was some times where things got really heated and close to choices that could have been a point of no return. But I go back to say the way Rodney K taught me how to run a business, and all of us how to run a business, and how to sit down like men at a table and pull out the toolie, you know what that you had, and point it at one another and say, get it off your chest and do what you're going to do. And once you did what you had to do by saying what you had to say as men, it's like, all right, it's cool, baby, let's go. And let's go have fun. Let's go get paid. Wasn't about getting high, wasn't about having the wrong people around you. It was about having the right people around you, people that empowered you and allowed you to respect yourself. And I always say that if you live by integrity, something that anybody know me on those streets, know that I always held true to, I never gave up my martial arts, and he respected that. And near the end, when he got life plus 50, and he was still doing his thing, the respect was there. And to reach back and talk to me like a man, and even to be downtown in the city of Baltimore saying, Bam, you got to make a choice. Either it's going to be your martial arts or the game. And you know what I said? It's going to be my martial arts. It ain't have nothing to do with a contract. It ain't have nothing to do with no money. It ain't have nothing to do with a title. It ain't have nothing to do with trying to be a fake and be around the perpetrator, instigators, and the fakes that you see in the industry today. It was because I knew martial arts truly was a life-saving grace for me. And that's for real. And that I give credit back to that man. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even weigh pain that even made it possible for a martial arts school to be on North Avenue. Once again, a kid dreaming and believing that he wanted to get out that hood and writing letters and sponsorship things and send them out, forget the incorrect spelling and what everybody be talking about. It worked. And it brought me close to the opportunity to manifest my dreams that made it possible for me to be sitting here right now talking to you. Broadway Payne, one of the most successful African American men in the city of Baltimore, giving me that opportunity. to have a school on North Avenue. It didn't come the other way that somebody came in. Yeah, they gave me the opportunity, but the truth of the matter is the person that gave that platform was Broadway Payne. And that just opened up doors to another connection down there at the inner harbor to this school. So let's not get it twisted. Let's give it back to the people that really gave it to me. And it all came from that inner city, that Lafayette Projects, them people that did spend the time to help me write my letters and send the letters out. McKim's Community Center. You know, and I can't forget Mr. Coquinas, a man that sat there and taught me everything that I needed to learn about legalizing, not without even knowing what I was going through, but showed me how the legit game of success in the industry of martial arts was no different than the illegal game that we was doing on the street. But it took me time to realize how they all came together in that jail cell. Realizing that they all work hand in hand. The difference is you can choose to use it for something negative, or you can choose to use it for something positive. Like the 50 Cent book called The 50 Laws of Success. He says that. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same. But how are we going to use it today? How are we going to succeed today? And I thank God for those people that came in my life and showed me how to be a businessman. Much love and much credit goes back to Rodney, Broadway Payne, and Mr. C for showing me how to be a businessman. You know what I'm saying? A man that can take it and flip it and use it to empower another generation, do God's work, but most importantly, make sure my family and my kids will never have to live a life of debt. That's what my commitment is. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I tell you, we talk about the bottom line, and we talk about, you know, I know a lot of times I say it ain't about the money. It ain't about the money. For real, it never was about the money. It was about a passion, a desire, and a focus point to break out, to get out of the violence and the hood that I was born in. It wasn't all bad, but I didn't want to live that way. I know it was more to it than that. And you know what? And as long as I stayed true to that, the money was a byproduct of all what was entitled to me from doing the work that I know God wanted me to do. And every time I lost focus and put the money before the passion, the dream, the desire, and empower another human being, guess what? I got lost. You listen to Kevin Hart, he always talks about that. It's like, nah, man, don't be cheering for me. I don't want to get this twisted and begin to believe the hype. Like Public Enemy say, don't believe the hype. I ain't trying to believe the hype. So as long as I remember, my duty is back to God, my conscious contact, to do His work, to empower my family, my community, and uplift every person that comes in contact with me. Guess what? The money gonna come. You feel me? And that's for real. That's coming from my heart. That's coming from my gut. That's coming from my soul. And I will never ever lose focus of that again. And that goes back to saying, thank you again, Rodney, Broadway Payne, and Mr. Nick Coquinas for allowing me to be the man that I am from a business standpoint and live by integrity, trustworthiness, and honesty.